All right. So the Rangers win 5-2 over the Seattle Kraken, picking up back-to-back wins in game 43 of the regular season, right? 43? Yeah, 43. Um, not necessarily a sexy win yet again in back-to-back wins. Despite them winning back-to-back, not really the sexiest wins in either of them. Definitely was a lot more ugly this win than the game against Washington, even I would say. But there still is some positives to take away. It's not like there's no positives to take away. But they definitely need to clean some things up. The main thing that you could say off the rip is special teams. Special teams were they were a nightmare for the most part in this game. The special teams were not good really at all, and the penalty kill continues to look really, really shaky. The power play, despite them scoring, looked very shaky still tonight. But yeah, I mean, you get back-to-back wins. That's really important because you got to get back in the win column here, and you got to start collecting some points here, especially with the Metro getting tighter. So they did the main thing, which was get the 2 points. Before I go further on into the recap, please be sure to leave a like if you haven't already on your way into the post-game show. Don't forget to subscribe too if you haven't already. Turn on your notifications if you haven't already. So, yeah, let's let's just talk about this game. So, yeah, if you want a positive off the rip, Capo Caco is making a huge impact to this lineup right now. If you want positive off the rip, Capo Caco's making a huge impact. And he got rewarded later in the game with getting a goal. So that was nice to see. He definitely could have got more points in this game. Caco has been the most noticeable forward, you could argue, in the past 2 games. Although Lafreniere was very good last game. Caco was very noticeable, though, in this game. That's something that you could definitely look at as a very, very big positive in this game. He's making a difference. He is making a difference for that first line, which is, let's be quite frank, sucked at 5v5 this year. And he's really starting to help pick up the load. I still would like to see Kreider and Zibanejad split up. I still think those two need to be split up to get both of them going more at 5v5, despite them putting up a couple points tonight each. I still would like them to be split up. I think that would really help out both of them, and maybe even Kako. But yeah, Kako, really good effort from him. But the first period, the Rangers got off to a pretty decent start. They were getting in the offensive zone a lot. They weren't really getting the chances, but they were getting in the offensive zone a lot. Then Seattle started to get pressure of their own. Tatar was wide open in the slot. Miller was out of position on that one. It went off of the post. Panarin goes through the neutral zone and draws a hook on Jaden Schwartz. And the only thing that really happened on that power play was Mika Zibanejad missing the net. The power play, again, very, very disgusting watching the power play. I tweeted after that they should have declined the penalty. That's what it felt like. But they would get another chance at it as Schultz goes off for a delay game, and the Rangers would score on the next power play as Panarin, a beautiful feed across to Vinny Trocheck, who would score backdoor. Seattle, all of them puck watching there. So that was good to make them pay for that. Adam Fox with an assist on that. That made it 1-0. Then Seattle gets a rush. Trouba was puck watching there as Eberle got behind him, tried sneaking it in. Igor denies him. Goudreau then goes off for a roughing penalty, and Seattle would tie it on the power play because, like I said, the penalty kill has just been, it hasn't been good enough. Has not been good enough. And Trocheck was just playing really dumb with the puck. And I'm not going to lie, Trocheck, he's been very, very good this season. Did not love his game tonight. There was a lot of costly turnovers from him. There was one here in the neutral zone. I get what he was trying to do, pull it back into the zone, dump it down the ice to clear some time there, but end up resulting in a rush the other way. Bjorkstrand to McCann to Eberle. Beautiful passing play by Seattle. He snipes it, ties the game up at 1. But the Rangers thankfully would respond relatively quickly as Schneider gives it to Kako on the breakout, and then Mika would end up getting the puck there. Kreider moving in. They're moving their feet, which was nice. Kreider's pass out goes off of Borgen, and then Gustafsson would come in and fire it on goal, and it goes in 2-1. Definitely not a good goal to let up if you're Chris Drieger. That's a very ugly goal. But yeah, that made it 2-1. So happy to take that there. Trocheck then, another turnover there. Seattle then pressures. Trouba breaks up a backdoor pass to save a goal. Good effort there by Jacob Trouba. There was a lot of big-time moments where the Rangers had to step up defensively at the back door or just in general in front of their net. A lot of sloppiness in front of their net at points. Bjorkstrand opened in the slot, just misses. Lindgren was out of position on that one. VC then fans on a chance of his own at the doorstep. A good little shift from that line. Lindgren to Kakko fires wide, and that's the end of the period there. It was an okay first period. I thought they made a couple bad decisions with the puck at times, and it caused pressure in their own end from Seattle. If you look at the Corsi 4, it doesn't necessarily suggest it, but later on, trust me, it will suggest how much Seattle had the pressure at points in this game, especially that second period, which was very, very ugly. The second period was, we'll get into that, but yeah, the first period, it was okay. They got some offensive pressure at points, but I felt their forecheck could have been a bit better. I felt they needed to generate more chances. They looked a step slow in transition, which they improved a bit later on in the first period at least, but their transition game could have been a little quicker. But at least you're getting production, or at least some effort from the first line. Like that was something that was nice to see. A lot of it had to do with Kakko. Kakko made a lot of big plays in this game, and Kreider, I think, had 2 high danger chances in the first period. He's got to start burying some of these. I'm sorry. At some point, it's not just about getting the high danger chances. You got to finish those chances, man. And Chris Kreider needs to start burying chances. Second period rolls along. Igor has to make some big stops. Won't be the first time we say that. As there was a shot and a rebound there from Schwartz. More puck watching there from the first pair. Fox turns the puck over. Eberle with a shot. Igor makes a big stop there. Just a bad shift there. It's the second line, the first pair hemmed in their own end. The second line, who has been good all year, definitely not a great effort from them tonight. That's for sure. But if there's something that you could take as a positive, is that they still won the game despite the second line not really producing in this game. But another odd man rush. Gustafsson pinches, so it's against Schneider there, who's left alone on the 2-on-1. Yamamoto shoots the puck, though. He gets denied. Panarin then alone behind the net, gives it to Trocheck, tries to go to Lafreniere, but the pass gets broken up. Nice little passing play there as I was getting on the second line. That could have been a beautiful goal. Brzezinski with a good takeaway, gets 2 chances off of it. Took them too long, in my opinion, to get chances that period, but at least they got something. And then another rush chance. Igor stops McCann on that one. VC stopped Sam with the rebound there by Trouba. Good chance there, at least for the Rangers. So they started to get something going. Kreider with a couple of turnovers. Seattle doesn't get good chances, but they did have a rush chance there. They just were sloppy with the puck at points. Seattle just continues to pressure. Igor continues to make big saves. And what do you know? The Brzezinski, who was definitely good in this game too. Johnny Brzezinski, Johnny Broadway, had a very good effort. He was buzzing, and he gives a feed up to Schneider at the point. Then he goes up to the point, fires a shot there, and Blake Wheeler with the rebound, or not the rebound, the deflection. 3-1 game there. The Rangers then continue the press as Lafreniere got a chance on a rebound, couldn't bury that. Then a brutal line change by Ryan Lindgren. You got to have way more awareness there, dude. You got to have way more awareness. You leave a 3-on-1 there, and thankfully they didn't get a shot off. Ugly play there. Ryan Lindgren, you got to be way more aware there. He's got to be way more aware. You cannot go for that line change there. And then the Rangers end up making it 4-1 because this sport doesn't make sense to me. Good transition offense there. Mika to Kreider. The touch pass goes back to Mika, and then Kakko, who deserved the goal, gets a goal. 4-1. And, he said that he wanted to get on the score sheet. Well, there he did, and good for him. He definitely deserved that one. He definitely deserved to get on the score sheet tonight. Very good game from him. And, that made it 4-1 late in the period, but this sport just doesn't make sense to me because I thought the Rangers looked hideous in that period defensively. And the Corsi 2 backs up that Seattle was very, very dominant that period with the puck. 66.67% Corsi 4 at 5v5 for Seattle. That can't happen. That cannot happen. Way too much time in their own end for the Rangers. And a lot of it was the second line who was just really, again, getting hemmed in their own end a lot. Their Corsi for percentage really tanked tonight. It was 42.86% by the end of the night. That matches up with the eye test. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. The eye test matches up pretty much everything because the third line was buzzing a lot tonight. Coley, Brzezinski, and Wheeler. I get on Wheeler a lot, but that line was definitely good. Not that I think Brzezinski was really the driving force of that line, but that line was definitely the best line for the Rangers in this game. That's not even a question. And the Corsi backs that up there. I don't know if they got the most chances, but they looked like the best line out there. And yeah, that second line, 4 high danger chances against for them at 5v5. Yeah, that can't happen. That cannot happen. But second period didn't look good. And Pekka, too, he didn't like the offense either. He did not. You heard it after the period or on the bench or between the bench, whoever it was that said it. I don't know. But I don't remember. But Pekka was not happy with the way the offense played that period. Didn't like the little pressure that they got in the zone. They need to be way better. And the forecheck wasn't really there except for from that third line. They need to be better. And defensively, they definitely needed to be better. And the third period, they definitely were better defensively. Kreider with a chance in front, denied. Panarin set up in front from Trocheck. That got denied. Trocheck with a turnover. Miller with a deep play to make up for that. McCann stopped backdoor thanks to Ryan Lindgren. Mika with a nice takeaway and can't score on the breakaway there, but he hit the net at least. Igor with a nice save on Larson. Bad breakout attempt from Keandre Miller. Miller then would go off for tripping, and Seattle would score on that power play as McCann walks in. Everybody stick checking at the blue line. Lindgren just puck watching there. Trouba just gliding on the back check too. Not good penalty kill work. McCann just had way too easy of a job there. That made it 4-2. And then Alexiak would get robbed by Igor with the glove as Miller and Trouba way out of position there. Mika couldn't clear the puck away, and Alexiak had a grade A chance, robbed there. And then Mika would feed Wheeler for the empty netter, 5-2. Gord would get behind Miller, and Igor kept that away with a poke check. So things got a little sloppy at the end with their defensive play, but the game was out of reach at that point, so I'm not going to get too mad with the way they played there. They still played good enough in the third period, shutdown hockey-wise, to win the game. Did they allow a lot of pressure? 100%. 100% they allowed a lot of pressure, but it wasn't as bad as the second period, and it was good enough. They kept a lot of the chances away from Seattle. The second period was really the ugliest period of the game. I thought the third period was respectable defensively, and the first period was just okay. It was okay, but were the Rangers the better team in this game? No, I'll be completely honest. The Rangers were not the better team in this game, and this is one of those games where the shots indicated pretty much how the game was. Seattle was the better team. There's really no denying it, but the Rangers end up capitalizing on their opportunity, so that's something you could be happy about. You could be happy too about the fact that with the second line really having an off night, a lot of guys stepped up and capitalized on their chances, like I mentioned. Very happy to see Kaapo Kakko get that goal, like I said. And Seattle was the better team because they had way more sustained pressure, and they had way more looks in the offensive zone. The difference was that Igor stood on his head, and Drieger didn't make the timely saves. The Rangers capitalized on their opportunities. Seattle didn't. That was the difference in the game. Seattle was the better team. They were the better team tonight. I'm just being honest. Just being honest. But the Rangers got the 2 points because the sport doesn't make sense. Because the sport does not make sense. And I don't know if I'd say they had the better high danger chances. I would say that it was even to an extent. I felt Seattle had a bit more, but the Rangers capitalized on their chances. Like, that was really the difference. That was really the difference there. But yeah, Kakko, I'm surprised that he's kind of low on the chart after this game. I felt like he had the best game tonight. Brzezinski too. I thought both of them were way better, but Cooley's up there. That makes sense. Even Wheeler being up there makes sense tonight. Gustafson and Schneider, those two are starting to click a bit, which is very refreshing to see because that third pair was definitely ugly at points, especially when things were shaken up with Fox out. Gustafson and Schneider had a very good game tonight, but did not love the game from Trouba and Miller. Didn't really love their game. The fourth line didn't love their game. The second line didn't love their game. Fox and Lindgren were okay. But you got very good you got a good effort from your first line. You got a good effort from your third line. That's something, again, that is a positive to take away because the question that I've been asking and that all of us have been asking, who is going to step up when the second line doesn't produce? And they got the production there from other guys. So yeah, that's something that you could take away from this game. But yeah, you look at the deserve to win a meter even, and yeah, it's heavily in Seattle's favor. Yikes. It's in Seattle's favor. But I digress. Before we jump further into things, I'm going to check your guys' comments out. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you guys are new. Tell me how much you disagree with me. But yeah, I will look at the comments now to see what you guys have to say. Still need to tighten up defensively, but overall, I'll take tonight's effort. Igor and Kakko really stood out tonight. 1000% agree with you, VZ PZ. The defense still definitely needs to tighten up. That felt a lot like the 2021-22 season with the way they won that game. That's how that felt to me. But yeah, I agree completely. The defense needs to tighten up. Those two stood out. Not perfect, but I'll take it for sure. I'm with you there, freak. Hope they look at tape of the last West Coast road trip and repeat that. Yeah, I mean that'd be great, Robert. If they sweep a West Coast trip playing like that, I'm gonna be in a very good mood. We absolutely got destroyed on Money Puck tonight and one after 3 games in a row last week, dominating on Money Puck and losing. That's what I'm saying. The sport just doesn't make sense to me. This sport does not make sense to me. But I mean, the eye test does back it up, to be honest, to me. Solid shutdown period from them. I agree. In the third, not bad. Yeah, not. I don't know. It was all right. Got depth scoring tonight. I agree. Could have been better defensively. Penalty kill was ugly. I'll take the 2 points, though. I'm with you, Logan, on that. Yeah, Gaudreau and Bonino need to be split up on the PK. Yeah, they need to switch something up. And I don't know why they still have Trouba and Lindgren together on the PK, too. I'd like to see things switch up there, too. Who am I going to bellyache about in tonight's game? Well, if you're aggravated at me just pointing out what I okay. Yeah, what I'm doing here. I'm gonna analyze the game, down what happened. I'm not here to what else did you expect? Kane's lost. That's good at least. Daniel Sprong would be a good addition since Heedle will be out. Yeah, I agree. I like Daniel Sprong. I think he'd be a good fit, and that's someone that I didn't really want in the offseason, but I would definitely be happy with Sprong being acquired. He's definitely proved me wrong. And for 2 million, he's been a diamond in the rough. But I don't know if Detroit's gonna sell yet. That's the only issue you got there. You take the W, but you want to see them play better. Defensively, they need to be better. And they put up 5, but the offense wasn't great either. Not a lot of offensive zone pressure. I agree with that. Puck management needs to be better. Yes, Kakko was good tonight. You just want to see his line mate pick up the slack as well. Agree with that completely, Matt. Agree with that completely. Go win. Deny the second power play goal by Seattle. Poor D. One of the Rangers' problems are gaps. When they play gaps, they are much better. Nice to see Wheeler do something. I agree with you, Robbie, there. Yeah, Igor made big saves. Igor was definitely huge tonight. Offensively, this game reminded me a lot of the Tampa game. They didn't have a lot of offense and offensive zone pressure, but they took their chances. However, 5 goals playing like this isn't sustainable. Yeah, I honestly agree with that completely, Matt. And you and I talked about it, and they definitely didn't look great offensively following that game. So hopefully they could make something sustainable out of the offense. But yeah, like it did feel like that. You're not wrong. Um, just got back from the game, boys. Look good. One bad turnover from Trocheck. A shame because the PK was looking solid. Seattle didn't have consistent. I don't agree with that, Nicole. And usually I'm in agreement with you. I thought Seattle had way too much time in the Rangers zone at points, especially the second period. I Seattle's forecheck was dominating the Rangers, especially in the second period. They couldn't get anything going. Yeah, that I agree with, but I gotta disagree with you saying that they didn't have consistent overtime time. Seattle definitely did at points in this game. Seattle definitely did at points in this game. Usually I agree with you, Nicole, but I gotta disagree with you there. But yeah, Kako did look good. I agree with you on that, that he was knocking guys off of the puck. Need Kako to keep playing his game. I agree. Trocheck line was forced to play in their own zone pretty much the whole night. Yeah, that I agree with too. The second line was hemmed in their own end a lot. Seattle had more zone time, but the Rangers had better high danger chances. But I agree. I already read that one. That Gujo penalty in the first, geez, wasn't even an enforcer penalty. Just gave a weak ass paw to the face and put the Rangers in a hole. Yeah, that was a weird call too. That was a weird call. That was like a normal face wash after a scrum. I don't get that one. Rangers were due for a win. They maybe didn't deserve to win on overall play, but Chesty wins it for them, and other lines are forced to score because the second line was shut down for once. Yeah, I agree. Games like this happen throughout the year where your goalie's got to steal a game. And, we've got on Igor at times for not really, quote unquote, stealing a game for this team. And he definitely stole this game. He definitely stole this game for the Rangers. So that's another big, big, big positive because we've all been worried about Igor at points. Him playing the way he did tonight definitely was a huge step and very important for this team. Yeah, Nick, that I agree with completely. That the Rangers didn't give Seattle anything in the third other than the last few minutes. That I agree with you on heavily. But the second period, the Rangers, let's be honest, they didn't look good in the second. Yeah, I agree, Glenn, that there was some bonehead plays in the third, but that you could excuse them for a bit because the game was pretty much out of reach at that point. It was already over. But yeah, they played pretty much complete shutdown for the third period. Yeah, first back-to-back regulation wins in a while is also a positive. And yeah, Jerry, like I said with your comment, I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you want me to say. If they could go 3-1 on the road trip, I will take it. Yeah, I would love a 3-1 road trip. I'd like even more a sweep of the road trip like they did last time on the West Coast. That'd be even more fun, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's get Broken Bones Kane back. I don't think Kane's coming back this year. I don't think Kane's coming back this year. And I know you probably don't like Kane, and that's why you made the comment. Well, I don't think he's coming back this year. So, and I don't know what they're going to do at the deadline this year. I honestly don't even know what's going to happen because it looks like Heedle's skating again. And I don't know what it's looking like for his status. Only the Rangers know that. Uh, but yeah, I mean, if he comes back, that really limits the Rangers and their moves that they can make. And you're going to look at a very, very, like on paper, underwhelming deadline, probably. So I don't even know if Sprong is going to be in the cards, although double retain would bring him down a good amount. I don't know. We'll see what they do this deadline, but I don't know if they're going to run it back with Kane. So it's probably your lucky day there, Dylan, since you probably don't like him. I feel like bad second periods are becoming a theme of late, regardless if they are trailing or leading. Yeah, that I agree with too. Like, and it's funny too because my dad says the same thing. Like when we watch games, he's like the second period they always just look brutal, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Like second periods are definitely this team's Achilles heel at points. I didn't like the second period at all, and I'm glad they came out of that on top 4-1, and they didn't allow anything, but they got to be way better defensively. And that second period cannot happen. That's not sustainable to play that way, and that the way they did in that second period, it's not sustainable at all. But credit to Igor, who really, really stood on his head and was up to the task in this game. I'm very pleased with Igor's effort tonight. I do want to see if we have any post game comments here yet. Curious to see what the players and what coach thinks. Blake Wheeler. I mean, listen, Blake Wheeler, man. I'm not. You guys know I'm not a Wheeler guy, but I love this post game comment because it tells me that they're not satisfied, which I love. You hate to have to rely on him to make the amount of quality saves he did, but fortunately for us, that's why he's world class. He made a bunch of big ones tonight. Blake Wheeler, love that quote. Love that quote from Blake Wheeler. It's true, and they're aware. So we better see a better defensive effort from them next game because you pointed it out. You said it yourself. Let's see it next game. And that's a good sign, though, that you're aware. A good sign is that you're aware. And he's not wrong. Igor was definitely huge for them in this game. And yeah, he had to make a lot of big quality saves. Do we have any other post-game quotes? Let's see. Let's see if we have any other post-game quotes. I'll open up Vince's Twitter just to make life easier there. Vince Mercogliano, that is. But let's see. Mika Zibanejad was asked what the goal meant for Kako. Mika smiled and said his face kind of said it all. Coming in for the hug. Good for Kako, man. Good for Kako. Happy for the kid. Happy for him. And yeah, that's exactly the point, Matt. They could be aware all they want, but if we don't see it on the ice, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah. I mean, that's the main thing. That's the main thing. That you gotta actually address and act on it. Way better effort than what we were getting a week or so ago, but still another level to reach if they want to win a cup. I mean, I don't know if I'd say this was a better effort in terms of their defensive play, especially. But I mean, yeah, getting wins is important. Then they still do need to still have another level to unlock. I think the Washington win was way better and was more of a step in the direction. Not that that was necessarily a pretty win in my opinion, but it was definitely better than this game. It was definitely better than this game to me. Oh, we move. Yeah, David. We move back-to-back wins. Let's see. Is there really no other post-game quotes at all? How is there not any other? Molly Walker doesn't have any. It doesn't even look like she tweeted about the game tonight. I don't know what happened there. Um, who else might have some post game quotes? I don't even know. Uh, hmm. I'm not sure. I can't find any other. Can we talk about how beautiful those white Kraken jerseys are? Yeah, the Kraken have beautiful jerseys. They really do. I have their home jersey actually. I like their jerseys a lot. Yeah, Phil, I'm gonna start with you on this one. Do the Rangers want to play better? I think I'll go layup. Yeah, I'll even get the I'll even just get the GIF. Just get the GIF. Um if Laugh goes on power play one, might as well just go to the even units because Meek on power play two would not work either. I think something's got to change on the power play for sure though. The power play has definitely been it hasn't been good enough lately. It hasn't been good enough lately. What the hell was that? That was if you don't know Big Apple Hockey, go check them out. They do shows every Wednesday, actually, so they'll have one tomorrow. I'm gonna link their channel in the chat. They do great work over there. Great work. Like, if you think my work's good, I don't know how, first of all. People tell me already in the chat enough that I'm a jerk off. So I don't know how you think I do good work. But if you think I do good work, they do even better work because why? They cover the whole damn league. That's the link to their channel. Go check them out. They do live shows every Wednesday. And there's just like a running joke about how, I mean, it's not even a joke, honestly. It's more just like a thing how they have a segment called Bar Talk, and pretty much they'll ask a question and you have to pick. If you agree with the take, you go round. If you are in the middle, you pick beer. And if you disagree with it, you pick shot. And Mark, who's the host of their who's the main host of the show, he will sometimes just ask the most obvious questions, and it's like, what are you why are you even asking this? And we did a crossover episode this summer too, you could listen back. He asked, was the Mika Zibanejad trade a top 3 trade in Rangers history? And that's why I have the gif there. And yeah, that's why we have the whole joke here about layups. And but yeah, shout out to them, Mark, Philk, Anthony. Philk was on the post game show with me actually 2 games ago. If you want to check that out. Granted, that was when they were losing, so we were a little more fiery and aggravated. But yeah, they do great work there, and they're very unbiased too with their show, which is the best part about them is that there's no bias at all. Anthony, a big Islanders fan, he calls it as it is. Phil, huge Ranger fan, calls it as it is. And then Mark, he's a Ranger fan, but we love him for his mess ups, and he's a good sport about it too. He's a good sport about how much we get on him for like Christ Kreider and things like that. But that's my tangent about Big Apple Hockey. They do great work there. Nicole says, random question, but how do you think we will match against the Islanders considering we haven't played them yet? And then we play them like 4 times in 2 months. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Like, I feel like both teams kind of play similarly to an extent. Like, the Rangers are definitely they're better defensively than the Islanders. Granted, the Islanders are like a tie, or like they're a dumpster fire defensively this year. And it's funny because it's usually was the opposite for them. But their offense is better this year than the Rangers, funny enough. Like, it's I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but their offense is good. Sorokin's having a solid year considering the defense in front of him. He needs to be better, but still, like, he's been solid. I don't know how that game would go. I don't know how they'd match up. I'm very curious too, but I don't know. Like, I'd lean more towards the Islanders. As of now, at least, like, it depends how the Rangers play come the time, honestly. It really depends. Like if they tighten up more defensively, then that should be not necessarily a cakewalk, but the Rangers should definitely have the advantage there. But it's a little tough considering both teams are shaky defensively right now, and the Islanders are probably edge them out offensively, and then goaltending's kind of up in the air. You really don't know what you're gonna get from either goalie on a given night, honestly. Yeah, I don't know when the Stadium Series jerseys are gonna come out, but I'd like to know because I'd like to get one. Like to get one. I have a blank Kraken jersey. I have a blank. I want it to get someone stitch on it, but I don't know. I honestly don't know who I'd get stitched on it, to be honest. Like, there's not really anyone on Seattle that uh, like, I don't know, that I'm excited over or really appreciate. Like, I do like Jordan Eberle a bit, but I feel like it's a little weird to get an Eberle jersey considering he played for the Islanders. You know, like that's the only thing where it's like I don't know if I could do all that. But then I thought maybe if Shane Wright pans out, I'd get him, but things have not been great with Shane Wright, to be honest with you. Although he's having a decent year in Coachella, but I don't know how things are going to pan out with him. That's an interesting situation there in Seattle, but Seattle's just they're a confusing team, to be honest. Get Colin Blackwell on it. Yeah, okay. It's funny too because I'm technically supposed to own a Blackwell jersey because when Blackwell played his first game as a Ranger, I said if he scored that game I'd get his jersey, and yeah, usually I'm someone that goes on my word, but I didn't there. But maybe one day I'll get a fake Blackwell jersey to go back on the word there years later. Because like I said, I don't know who else I'd get on it. Although I am a Belmar guy, but I don't know. Getting him on a jersey might not be it. Maybe Tolvanen. I don't know. I'd have to wait. I think I'd rather be more patient for there's some to be someone that I really like on that team to get someone stitched. Joey Decord would be an interesting one. But yeah. What's going on around the league right now? I do want to check. You know what? I'm gonna look on my phone. Bjorkstrand's not a bad shout. Let's see. So the Rangers obviously won. 58 points now on the season, putting them a little ahead more in the Metro, which is nice. Philly now in second with Carolina falling. Did Philly play tonight? No, they didn't. Dallas just walking LA. I don't know what's going on in LA lately. Winnipeg up on the Islanders right now. That's a high shooting event right now. We got the Hawks up on the Sharks. That's a tank ball right there. So technically the Sharks are winning in terms of the tank value. Arizona up on Calgary 1-0. Toronto up on Edmonton 2-1. Zach Hyman scored. Please stand because I just got a notification that they're challenging it. Please stand because I have a little on it. So please stand. So that hits. Colorado just freaking did great tonight offensively. Defensively though a little sloppy there, and it's no goal. Great. All right. 7-4 though for the Avs over the Sens. Oh, we broke the Hyman. Yeah. They called it back. That hurts so bad considering. Anyway, and then Washington beat Anaheim 2-0, but Anaheim is really Anaheim's really kind of a joke right now. And yeah, LA beat Carolina. LA's had a rough patch indeed, yeah. Sorry, just answering something here. That's so infuriating for me, though. I'm not gonna lie. That's so infuriating for me. Yeah, Philly beat the Blues yesterday. That I saw. Philly's an interesting team as well, aren't they? Like, I don't know. John Tortorella is really getting a lot out of that team, and it's funny too because I was higher on Philly last year, compared to this year. Like this year, I was like, all right, well, last year they didn't do well under Torts. This year they won't either, and now it's just, of course, NHL Network posting about how the Rangers have Seattle's number apparently 5-0-1 against them. That's at least a good thing. Maybe match up against them in the cup, and that would help. Yeah, Philadelphia is such a weird team. I'm curious to see what they do at the deadline. Like, do they buy or sell? Weird spot for Danny Briere because I don't think he was expecting this at all. I don't think. I think Danny Briere's shocked at what's happening right now. They just have some like sneaky good players this year, you know? It's sneaky good players. They're getting good goaltending from that kid that they called up, Urson or whatever his name is. Earson. I don't know if I'm saying it right or which way it is, but that kid's been pretty solid. I call him a kid, and it's funny that he got called up last year. That was his first year in the NHL, and then Carter Hart's only 1 year older than him, but he's been around the game for what feels like forever now. He's been up since he's what, like 20 now? Just looking back at that 2020-21 season for Carter Hart. Yeesh. Future Ranger Sean Walker, I wish. I wish Sean Walker would be such a good ad for this team. But unfortunately, I don't think Philly's going to sell off, and if they do, I don't think they're going to give Sean Walker to the Rangers. That's the unfortunate part there. That's the unfortunate part. Yeah, battle the basement with Chicago and San Jose. It's a tank bowl. Definitely a tank bowl. Well, I've seen Kako talking about too how he's doing his best to be better. An hour 48 in the Pivot podcast. Yeah. This is a stat too. Not a Rangers related one, but shout out to the AC Sports guy. My guy Matt. He makes great Coyotes content. I wish he'd make more Coyotes content though. Not gonna lie, but he does great work. And interesting stat here for the Coyotes: they're 9-0-0 when Connor Ingram does not give up a goal after the first period of play. Interesting. Interesting little stat. I don't know where Corey Perry signs. I think it would be funny if he goes to Toronto, though. I won't lie. I think Toronto would be a funny one. But that's just me. But I don't really know if I have much else to say with this post game show here. Kind of went over everything that I wanted to. So once again, I really do appreciate every single one of you that tuned in and that left a like and subscribed, and do that if you haven't already. We're on the road to 2K subs. I appreciate all of you guys that tune in and watch, even if you disagree with me and think I'm an idiot. It is what it is. I still appreciate you because you decided to tune in to me and listen to this stupid voice. And you still decided to listen to my takes, even though you think they're stupid. So you know what? I can appreciate that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate all of you. And yeah, see you guys in the next post game show, which is When is the next game? That's terrible. Before I end, when is the next game? When is the next game? I should know this off of the top of my head. I'm better than this. Was it Friday? Thursday. Okay, Thursday. We not even a 2-day break for the West Coast. That's great. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go Rangers.